Fireworks are returning from coast to coast, Disneyland to Walt Disney World, over at the original Magic Kingdom. Dining, as well as entertainment and food options galore, all coming together, along with some rides. Yeah, all coming back to the happiest place on Earth. And is that Halloween party, that modified Halloween party happening out at Magic Kingdom, is it really selling out already? There's so much to talk about. I can't believe it myself. It's June 19th, 2021. Kingdom Report Live starts right now.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
Live look outside at the Disneyland Resort via the HojoAnaheim.com Matter Cam. You take a look outside, it is the Esplanade, where lots of people are going to and fro at the happiest place on Earth. It is indeed June 19, 2021. Hello, everybody. Wade Heath for the Kingdom Report, back with you once again to cover all things Disney parks from coast to coast. News, headlines, and discussion. That is what it is all about here. And we believe wholeheartedly that you deserve to be rewarded for your viewership. If you watch this live show, you deserve a little something, which is why we came up with the Kingdom Report Live mug giveaway. And all you need to do to win yourself a Kingdom Report mug is wait until this live show on YouTube posts. As soon as the live show is over, you can leave a comment underneath this very video on YouTube with the phrase that pays. And this week's phrase that pays is the Disneyland Resort. It has to be all three words, the Disneyland Resort. If you leave that comment underneath this video between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Reminder, the live show is Saturdays, so the following Monday, 8 a.m. Pacific time, with the comment, the Disneyland Resort, that will enter you for a chance to win your very own Kingdom Report mug, the Disneyland Resort, in the comment section down below. You can get yourself one of these beauties. I know I admire mine every time I'm in studio. I don't have one at home because I can't afford it. So, gotta live with it. Enjoy it while I have it here, but you can win one. It's how we treat you. We treat you better than they treat me. I don't understand it. At any rate, you can win yourself your very own mug, the Disneyland Resort, in the comment section just beneath this very video on YouTube. And reminder to our friends that might be joining us in the live chat for this broadcast, you do need to wait until after the live show has posted, and then you leave it in the comment section just beneath the video. All right, lots of things to discuss before we get there, though. We do have two very good friends with us to share all things perspective on the matters at hand, and that is our very own Tyler Crouch and Katrina Manzone. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
You guys look summertastic, like you have a glow to you that screams summertime.
I mean, I finally got to put lipstick on for the first time in like almost a year.
Wow.
I'm playing it safe with a pink color because I didn't want to go like full blown red because who knows, I'm gonna like forget and then go.
Oh, we don't want that.
No.
And then look like the Joker, and then where will we be?
No, hell.
Be scary and dancing on the stairs.
I don't want to live
in
with the
LA
Joker.
somewhere.
No thanks.
No, thank you very. No.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, you call it a summer
good.
glow, and I call it sweat. That's how I feel. I'm like,
you glisten.
Yeah, thank you.
You
It's a
glisten
pretty
with
toasty
summertime.
day outside.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than a couple days ago, I'll tell you that.
Summer kicking up here. Perfect for sunglass wearing.
Yep.
Yeah, I brought
bad we're
my
inside.
sunglasses. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
put them
anybody
on.
Wants to see them, you know.
I mean, it's time to be cool.
I got these for $2 at Karl Strauss.
Whoa. You're like a different person. Who
Thank
is
you.
this guy?
I know. He's like
The
some
Joker? I don't
cool
know.
actor. Or
Can we get him a
something in an
skateboard?
interview. Skateboard? Is he Tony Hawk?
He's
I wish I was as cool as Tony Hawk.
Hawk it up. Wow. Well, you two glisten
Thank
the
you.
right way for me. It's great to have you with us. And ladies and gentlemen, we shall not waste any more time because it is time for some Disneyland news. Let's go. Disneyland news time. All of the headlines coming out of the West Coast theme park, the Disneyland Resort. My friends, there are so many attractions, pieces of entertainment, dining options returning to Disneyland and California Adventure here very shortly. There's a lot of things to touch on, and it's wonderful to see because quite frankly, we are getting back to normal, and that is the best way to feel. That is the best way to experience the happiest place on earth. We all know here in the state of California, June 15th was the day in which our state government found it necessary to decree that we are back in business, that people can return, that things can go back to a semblance of normalcy. And now we are watching as more and more is being added on to the Disneyland and California Adventure Experience roster. In fact, we are going to take a look here. There are several options in which Disneyland is going to be throwing back in your direction, going to be throwing back your way. All kinds of things from live bands, which the Disneyland band has returned, Five and Dime over at California Adventure. Live entertainment in the Disney parks really is the sparkle in the show. I know is something that we like to refer to at Disneyland. You know, it's the sparkle in the show. That's what entertainment is. Certainly something that I know we've all been waiting for to see. Entertainment return is such a big plus to the experience. It's weird not having it. Certainly out at Walt Disney World, we watched since last summer as they reopened back in July of 2020. They were able to do cavalcades. They were able to do sort of low-level brief parades at random times, so that magic was kept flowing, certainly with characters out and about at the Disneyland Resort and different places within the theme parks. They've been able to sort of add that extra magic to the lineup and have them sort of peeking out of their various porches, train stations, that sort of thing, to surprise people and give them a little bit of magic where they need it, but no such things when it comes to like the cavalcades and the parades and stuff like that. So having live entertainment back in any sort of capacity at Disneyland and the musical functions of it all is something that's very special to all of us. Moving right along into the dining options that have returned at Disneyland. Some new and some old returning here. The list itself is quite lengthy, and we won't go into all of it because much of it has just reopened. So from things like the Tiki Juice Bar, Rancho del Zocalo Restaurante, Alien Pizza Planet, all having recently reopened. And then on top of that, you have some new items, or some old friends returning, as I like to say. So for June the 24th, coming right up, Maurice's Treats, Edelweiss Snacks over in Disneyland. So really cool to see these options returning because we all know that more dining is always better. And then over at California Adventure, we also have some additions to the list and a brand new option entirely, which is pretty cool. The Lamplight Lounge Boardwalk Dining. That will be opening on June 24th. You won't need a reservation for that. It's a walk-up, so I think that's pretty cool. Jack Jack Cookie Num Nums on June 24th, and Cozy Cone Motel Pop Cone also returning June the 24th, with all of the other options having just returned on June the 17th. We also have several attractions that are returning to both theme parks over at Disneyland and California Adventure. We're seeing quite a few of the attractions that have just come online as of June 15th. And then in addition to that, we're also watching as more get brought back into being. So from Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes, Tom Sawyer Island returning June 20th, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters returning June the 25th, Storybook Land Canal Boats June 27th, Matterhorn Bobsleds July the 2nd, Jungle Cruise coming back July the 16th. All things that make me filled with glee, I should say, to see all of these things returning. So there you have it, the big coverage of all the stuff coming back to you in the form of both the Disneyland and California Adventure. Katrina, what are we looking forward to the most?
Oh, man.
There's a big list.
I mean, I know there's like so many things that, I mean, there's like dining and then there's entertainment, and that's like insane, you know? And like, I'm excited to see that the citizens of Buena Vista Street are out and like, not out and about really, but they're also in that little picture rotunda that they made with Mickey and everybody. And I'm excited to see if they're going to bring back like the Pearly Band and how they're going to do that really. Cause they mainly focus in Fantasyland.
Right.
So I'm curious if they're going to continue or if they're going to wait a little bit, because they definitely get a crowd going.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll just stick on the merry-go-round. Who knows? That'd be really cool if they just stayed there going around and around and around.
I know they used to do the little castle show, right? They used to like
with Mary
they would
Poppins
come out,
and
yeah,
stuff
they do a little
with
castle
the
show.
band too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited
so-
to see that too if it's gonna come back because that one's okay.
Yeah, because Pearly Band would get together with Mary and Bert, and they would do their
Yeah.
thing out in front of the castle. That certainly seems like something that would be feasible. You know?
I mean, at least like that area. I mean, I guess pictures would have to stop. I mean, that's like the main focus right now when you go in is everybody wants to get the picture in front of the castle. So there's always like a lengthy line.
I need my icon
I don't know
shot.
how they're gonna do it, but I'm excited to see that and like the food coming back. Like I'm really excited for Lamplight Lounge brunch because we only were able to do it once before lockdown, and
Yes.
I miss those flautas. I was not expecting those to be good because I don't know. I'm like weird with like all plant-based stuff, but oh my goodness, that plant-based chorizo, and I'm not a chorizo fan either,
No.
and it was beautiful. I actually really liked it, so I'm looking forward to it. I got my reservation, we're ready to go. I got it, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Yum yum.
And then those cookie num-nums too.
Oh, who doesn't love a?
I'm waiting for that gluten-free cookie because that was actually probably the best sugar cookie I've ever had. Was over there.
High praise.
Yeah, it's delicious.
A deep chocolate chip cookie as well that you can enjoy for those that
Those gluten
don't
people.
have the gluten allergy. Certainly something you can enjoy. Tyler, it's a big list. Lots of things returning, all here within the next couple weeks. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm happy to see everything coming back because kind of as you said, like it's the entertainment is like the sparkle of the show. Like because if you really think about it, it's been very quiet going into some of these parks recently because I'm so used to like, especially in like California Adventure, it's like I feel like every time I walk in there, it was always like Five and Dime or the trolley with the newsboys on it, like every single time. And I just it's one of those things that makes the park feel alive and lived in and like, you know, an exciting place to be. So I'm very excited for all the entertainment to come back, and I'm really excited for Jungle Cruise. I mean, I can't wait to go on the new version of Jungle Cruise, and I think all the changes look like a lot of fun. And I just love that they're adding more story to it and more characters, and I think that's a huge plus. And I've seen a couple photos here and there of like the Disney World version kind of slowly adding things, but it'll be kind of cool, I think, to see it all at once when they reopen it in Disneyland, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll be a better experience actually than seeing it kind of pieced together like it is in World. So I'm really excited for those things mostly. And like I see like Tiki Andy saying like the piano guy at Coke Corner, like that's just one of those things. And I remember, you know, Alice in Wonderland would come over and Mad Hatter, and they would play like musical chairs with all the kids and stuff like that. And that was one of those things that was always really fun to see. So I hope all that stuff comes back. I'm very excited. I just wish that they brought the college band back this year.
Yeah, it would have been neat
Yeah.
had they been able to sneak them in. Always a big part of summer every year at Disneyland. All-American College Band, for those people that have never experienced them before. They're only around for the summertime, and they bring a high-energy, high-octane slap to the face, basically. A magical slap.
Yeah.
That's for
Well,
sure.
I think they actually really inspired the way that the Disneyland band works now, because I mean, I'm not trying to smack talk anybody, but it just felt very like the old Disneyland band felt very kind of subdued and very like professional, and now they go out and have a bunch of fun with it. Because if you've never seen the college band before, or even the new Disneyland band, they kind of have little dance moves they do with and they have like different, you know, jokes, like little inside jokes and stuff they say. And so it was always just a really entertaining thing to watch, because I never saw a band play like that before, you know. So hopefully they come back next year.
Yeah, definitely so. You know, I know that Disneyland side, it's often commented by people who visit both Disneyland and Walt Disney World that Disneyland itself tends to have a more lived-in feel when it comes to characters and atmosphere entertainment. And you know, the point that you just made there about having Alice in Wonderland and you know, making that sort of Coke Corner atmosphere into a musical chairs piece of fun with the Mad Hatter and doing those sorts of things. You get to interact with your characters in a very playful way, where it's not a full-on meet and greet that you need a FastPass to and you're lined up for an hour to meet them, sort of a thing. You know, all indoors, which is what Walt Disney World tends to do, because meeting a character in Florida is like an event. Whereas, you know, you meet somebody in Disneyland, you meet a character, or you have that atmosphere entertainment sort of show up at Disneyland, and it feels like it just was meant to be there. You know, you just feel like it's lived in. So
And it's a great memory for kids too, because
Oh,
I mean, yeah, there's like a great memory of like walking up and seeing Mickey Mouse and stuff, but then like when you're able to like go back to school and be like, I got to play with Alice and the Mad Hatter and I won, and people are like, what is she smoking? Like, you know what I mean? It's actually really fun to see these kids just light up, and they make friends that way too, because we've seen it. We've always watched it every now and then, and it's really fun to see because these kids are like just getting along and having fun. They've never met each other in their lives, and they get to play musical chairs.
how
Like,
many
fun
people
is
get
that?
to say that?
Yeah, it's really great. I love it.
I've never played musical chairs with them, but I like watching a lot. It's fun.
I don't think we're allowed to play musical chairs.
Oh, I think we are
I
very
think
allowed
you
to
guys
play if we
can,
want to. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be like, get out of the way.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
6-year-old. This
Yeah,
is my
you
time.
you wait
Yeah,
for the
right.
5-year-old to sit on the last chair and you pull it away.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's
do recall.
Tyler's move.
I do recall a time, having worked at Disneyland for a number of years. I do recall a time in which I happened to be holstered my lightsaber on my hip. Had my name tag on, was wearing my business casual attire. It was a big Star Wars weekend event type thing going on, and I was approached by Mary Poppins, who looked me up and down and said, "Wade, are you a Jedi?" To which I said, "Only to protect you, my dear."
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
And then Bert punched you in the face.
You know, I don't understand their relationship really.
I know,
so
yeah. The relationship is a little questionable, yeah.
I've heard him flat out, you know, tell people like we're not together. I've heard that. I've heard people, you know, say, "Oh, you know, I wonder what Mary is like at home," and I've heard him say, "I wouldn't know." So,
Yeah,
you
well,
know, he
Technically, they're not together.
they're not. They're just
friends.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's possible. Yeah,
A gentleman friend.
but she needs a protector, and that's me. Jedi Master Wade. Thank you very much. Well, we are so looking forward to all of the dining options returning, as well as the attractions coming back online this summer. Live entertainment, such a big part of the Disneyland Resort experience. What are you most looking forward to? We're always interested in that. Did we miss anything? Go ahead, leave it in our comments section. And if you are pumped to see all these things return, getting Disneyland back to a place of normalcy, give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't done so already. All right, my friends, you stick around. More Kingdom Report Live for you next.
Do you know everything the ghost host is going to say before he says it? Are you ready to thank the Venetians each time you board Spaceship Earth? Can you recite Walt's opening day dedication speech? Then join the Kingdom team today, the influential legacy fan community featuring exclusive merchandise that will alert all who've come to this happy place that you are more than just another guest. You are a trusted theme park fan. Don't miss out. Join the Kingdom team right now by visiting the homepage at kingdomreportlive.com. That's kingdomreportlive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Gared on the go time. That Gared on the go time means that it is Walt Disney World reporter Gared Hassel's time to shine somewhere in Orlando, and we jump to him now. Where are you at today, mister?
I'm sorry, friends. I'm looking for the Kingdom Report. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Am I at the right place for that?
Oh, you're in the right place for that. I think
Okay.
you're home. Welcome home.
Phenomenal. Well, I'm also in someone's backyard. I'm in Andy's backyard here at Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. You can see, we got Slinky Dog Dash going on behind me, and it's a happy day. No happy clouds, just kind of a overcast. So I'm very sorry to all of you out there that love the happy clouds.
That's okay.
I'm here to hang out with some toys. I got Green Army men all around me. They're protecting me. I'm apparently an important asset in the grand scheme of things. So I'm happy to be a friend of Andy's today. But yeah, Toy Story Land, it's vibing. 40-minute wait for Toy Story Mania. Might go try and get that high score of the hour. But yeah, we're here. We're here. It's Kingdom Report Live. We're back.
Why not shoot for high score of the day?
Because it's always a cast member that gets like 500,000, and I don't
You can do
have
it.
that. Okay. I'm gonna go do it. All right, see you guys later.
Not yet.
Wait, come back, yeah.
Speaking of the skies, though, there's something returning to the skies very soon. You need to inform the world. What's about to happen?
Everyone, listen up because something big's happening. Fireworks are returning to Walt Disney World, and celebrate. Can we get some firework effects going off on the
Boom,
screen
boom,
like how
boom.
they have it? And boom, boom, boom. Yes, fireworks are returning to Magic Kingdom and Epcot beginning July 1st. So just a few days away, and fireworks are coming back, or as I call them, sparky, sparky boom booms. They're coming back to the night sky, and this is the first time there have been fireworks since March of 2020. When the world shut down, that was the last time you saw Happily Ever After and Epcot Forever. We're not going to talk about that forever. But fireworks are coming back, and it is going to be spectacular. If you are a huge fan of this, well, get ready, because at nighttime, the sky will come alive, and you can suspect that there are going to be quite big crowds, but know what? Not to worry, because there are multiple places to watch fireworks from, so come on out, check them out. Again, like I've said, Epcot Forever is coming back as a placeholder at Epcot until the new Harmonious Fireworks Spectacular comes out. You may have seen in vlogs and videos that they have those giant barges out there. That is for Harmonious, but it's not quite ready yet. We're suspecting October of this year for it to reopen. But in the meantime, Epcot Forever is going to be coming back at night. But the big ticket item, Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom, that's coming back. And it's a sight to behold. It has some amazing music in there. It's got amazing projections, laser effects, and it's just a wonderful show. It was the show that replaced Wishes, which I know for many was a household name, but Happily Ever After is still wonderful nonetheless. And I will let you know on something. If you don't want to stand in the crowds, like down on Main Street, there are a couple other spots where you can watch the fireworks from, and it is still spectacular. One of my favorite places, going back by Gaston's Tavern in the back of New Fantasyland, some great shots back there. You can hear the music all over, so you don't just have to stay on Main Street. You can go in many different areas to get this spectacular show. But if you want to see the projections, you do have to be on that Main Street Castle Hub area. But regardless of that, fireworks coming back, sparky, sparky boom booms in the air, celebration.
I can't believe it myself. It is wonderful to know that sort of the most symbolic of all things that I think Disney parks are synonymous with, is finally returning after all this time. They did experiment a little bit. We remember, Gared, back in December with some low-level pyrotechnics off of the castle during their Christmas projection show. They tried to infuse a little bit of that magic in just for some holiday cheer, and now we finally have it coming back, not just to Walt Disney World, but also out here on the West Coast at Disneyland. July 4th, as a matter of fact. So what a perfect time to bring some fireworks back with Mickey's Mix Magic. Woo! Yeah. You guys pumped?
I'm excited. I was waiting. I was like, when are they going to make the announcement? You know they're going to do stuff. You know what I mean? It's got to happen anytime. Yeah. July 4th seems like a pretty good day, for some kind of pyro. What's that? Pyrotechnics.
Pyrotechnics.
Anyway, so I'm excited to see it, and also like that show is really good too with California and the wind gusts that we have. We cancel fireworks very quickly, even just a little hint of wind. So Mickey's mix magic is very hard to say. Again,
3 times fast.
Yeah, right, and that show can actually be played without the fireworks, which is great, and then you don't even know what you're missing. So I'm glad that they're bringing it back.
Yeah, when I first saw on paper what Mickey's Mix Magic was going to be like, I was a little bit worried about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this, but actually it's become one of my favorite shows that they've done.
It has a good tune.
Yeah, the music is really good, and when you read it on paper, you're like, oh, they're doing what to the old Disney music? And then you see it, and you're like, oh, okay, you guys got me. They did a great job. So I'm very excited to see it, and like we've said on a previous show, we have a room booked on the 4th, so we're going out there to see the fireworks.
Dinner reservations already that I got like months ago. I'm like, I got this. Well, we have it in the bag.
I just secured my park hopper ticket for the 4th of July as well.
Oh my gosh, are we going to see you?
We're all going to watch the fireworks and hold hands together.
How about
and
that?
Cry. That's going to be the best, you guys.
Weeping on
I'll
each
bring
other.
tissues.
Gared, you should come.
Yeah, I'll stay out here. I didn't get
Party
the invite, so I'll just take that.
You just did get invited. You literally just got invited
in front of the world.
I'll see what I can do, but I will be at Happily Ever After, hopefully for July the 1st. I do have an Epcot reservation, but I'm going to try and park hop to go see Happily Ever After, because Not that I don't like Epcot Forever, it's just I don't like Epcot Forever at all. So
Oh, yeah.
avoid that.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's true.
Epcot Forever. I know it's a placeholder, but
Yeah.
it's
mean-
just, it does not.
Yeah, I when the best part about the show is the jet skis with kites on the back, there's a problem maybe.
They tried.
Those are lovely. They're lovely kites. You feel like Mary Poppins for a second, except for the one. I don't know. Every time I've seen it, it's like, oh, the kites go, and then one always falls into the water.
And you feel
And
bad
then
for the
just lays
kite. You're
there for
like,
the
somebody
entire
save
trip.
the poor kite.
I'm like, I want to jump in the kite, but then you don't realize there are fireworks attached to it, and you don't want to lose a thumb. So you just let Disney handle all that. But yeah, happily ever after. I'm pumped for that. I'm envious because Mickey's Mixed Magic. You guys got projections on Main Street. We don't have that out here yet. Hopefully for the 50th we will, but there's so many more projections at Disneyland. You do it in 8 different locations. So I'm envious of that.
Well, one thing that Epcot does get right are the various food festivals throughout the year, and it looks like we have Food and Wine just around the corner, and there's a big announcement.
Yes, there is. So Epcot Food and Wine, not only is it starting in July 15th to be exact, which is a lot sooner than when it usually opens, but they're adding 8 new booths. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. They've got 8 of them. And they are going to be quite spectacular. You can see them on the screen. Brewing, which is going to be about brews and wings, chicken wings. Kenya, which is going to celebrate, that Kenyan, food and wine that they have there. Lobster Landing, going to be about New England. So I expect there's going to be some phenomenal lobster dishes there. Lobster Thermidor for everyone. Mac and Eats is going to be all about some spectacular mac and cheese constructions. Ariel, my girlfriend, she loves mac and cheese, so I have no doubt I will go bankrupt from this one booth. But Noodle Exchange is going to be about some noodle creations from the Far East. So I'm expecting they'll have lo mein, but they'll probably have something else. Rotunda Bistro is going to just have some nice romantic food. It's going to be a bit higher end, I imagine. And then you got the Swanky Saucy Swine. That's a tongue twister. That's going to have
name.
Swanky Swine. I can't even say it correctly.
Mickey's Mixed Magic? Wait, what?
Yeah. The Triple S Swanky Saucy Swine is going to be about pork dishes with some phenomenal wine. And then the Tangerine Cafe Flavors of the Medina, which I know is one of Wade's favorite places. When the Tangerine Cafe was open, he loved that there. So I imagine when Wade, you come out, you'll be stopping there quite often to get a little bit of that
I hope they have
Tangerine
shawarma.
Cafe. But yeah, some of these open October 1st on there. Some of them open at the beginning of the festival, so you have to check them out. But there's going to be some amazing booths, classic ones out there. I, for one, always look forward to Canada because you can get the beer cheese soup with the pretzel bun because it is simply to die for. I love it so much. That one I'm pumped for. And I'm so excited that China is getting rid of the Papa Cakes.
Oh my God.
No.
No more Papa Cakes ever again.
For those who would like to see what the Papa Cakes experience is like, all you need to do is head on over to the Kingdom Report on YouTube and check out Gared and I's Together vlog, where we traipsed around World Showcase to check out all things Flower and Garden Festival eats. Gared took basically one side of World Showcase. I took the other. Unfortunately, Gared's entire side, I think maybe with the exception of one thing, ended up being just terrible for you.
Yeah, the only good thing I had was at the Earth Eats, which was the complete I had a vegan Korean short rib, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And everything else was just a downhill,
That's a
fall off the top of the Matterhorn, hitting every rock and getting beaten up by the Yeti. Papa Cakes was at the very top of the worst things. It just tastes wrong.
Yeah, Papa Cakes made me sick to my stomach. He insisted that I try it because he was like, I don't even know what to think about this. I don't even know how to feel. And I tried it, and even as he mentions it now, it makes me sick to my stomach. Just the idea of the Papa Cakes were horrid. So yeah, it'll be great to see.
They got took those off.
Can that be my nickname on here? I want to be Gared Papa Cakes Hassel. Can that be?
That's what we'll call you. Hey, Papa Cakes.
On the go.
That seems fitting.
Yeah. Papa Cakes.
I'll call you little
We
Papa
got
Cakes.
everything that was good. I couldn't even get Tyler to try and eat it when he came out, but I was
I mean, if you say it's the most horrible thing and doesn't
Why
have
would you go waste
seafood in
money
it, I'm
on
like,
it?
what am I going to spend my money on it for?
No, it's part of an experience.
Yeah. I'll tell you the worst thing that
man,
I
that
ate.
movie's so bad.
Yeah, it was. No, I don't need it. I'm good. The worst thing I ate were those beef tips from Canada when I was out there visiting you. I took one
shame.
bite and it was just fat and grossness, and I was
Oh
like,
no.
I literally
Should have stuck to Mexico.
like spit it out. I was like, Gared, do you mind? And he's like, what? And I just spit it out.
I've
all
never
over his
had
shoes.
a horrible thing at Mexico ever.
You guys love your Mexico pavilion.
It's so good.
They are always 10 out of 10, like 11 out of 10, 20 out of 10.
11. That is
50 out of 10.
100 out of 10. My
I don't know
gosh,
how
they
to
always
say
have the
100
best
in
food. I've never
Spanish.
had a horrible thing.
What'd you say, Gared?
She was like 10 out of 10, and then she's like 11. I'm like 11 out of 10. And she's like 100. I'm like, I don't know how to say 100 out of 10. Like
Well,
French is more my forte.
Yeah, I
Spanish,
don't know how to say it.
no habla español.
Rosetta Stone, Gared Hassel
See.
edition, Papa Kicks edition. Hey, the Boo Bash, the modified Halloween party coming to Magic Kingdom. This sucker is selling out relatively quick. What's going on? What dates are gone? What's happening here? This is the modified version of Not Mickey's. This is the Not Mickey's. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. I'm trying to say not back to back there. This is a modified Halloween party that's coming to Magic Kingdom. What should we know about it?
So Boo Bash, like you said, Wade, is a modified version of Mickey's Not So Scary, and another day is just sold out. September 24th is the latest Boo Bash date to completely sell out. And if you look at all the dates, a third of the entire event is gone. August 10th, September 24th, and then October 5th, 8th, 12th, 15th, 19th, 29th, and of course Halloween night, the 31st, are all gone. And you can see on the screen there just how much these tickets cost. $129 starting off for the early months, $199 for October nights, and the event only lasts about 3 hours. Compare that to like Not So Scary. Not So Scary used to begin at 6 o'clock and go until midnight. 6 hours, and it would be $120 or so. So this event is more than a normal park day pass at $199 towards those end dates, and like the prices go up. There's no fireworks announced as of yet. There's no stage show. You've got cavalcades that you can see, such as like Oogie Boogie and Nightmare Before Christmas. You can see the Maleficent float at night, the dragon shooting out fire, which is pretty amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for pyrotechnics or fire techniques, as we've now declared on the show. But yeah, there's Halloween cavalcades. There's going to be special meet and greets, but not even close to the number that they used to have back in Not So Scary. And they'll have trick-or-treating. Everyone can wear costumes. And in addition to that, with their ticket price, you get complimentary snacks such as ice cream novelties and popcorn, and then special beverages in addition to other food and drink that you can purchase separately. So this event is like, we'll go with the high price, $200 for a 3-hour event. That's like, you get shorter wait times because not as many people are going to be there. But it's just, I can't see myself spending money on this just because of how costly it is. 3 hours in a park, and like, don't get me wrong, it's magical, but there's no Sanderson sisters on stage.
What are you going to do without them?
That's true.
I like that stage show. It's a pretty phenomenal one. And
Yeah, we all love it.
It's 3 hours. It's just, and you don't even get to see all the characters. Before, you could see Captain Jack Sparrow, Angelina, like you'd see Angelica, you'd see all these characters, Tarzan, Jane. Everyone had their special costumes, and now it's like, oh, you can see Gideon from Pinocchio. Most people don't even know who Gideon is. And so if you're going to this, please let us know how it goes, because I'm very curious to see. But based on paper, it doesn't look like it's worth the almost $200 price tag for you to get 3 hours. And it starts at 9. You can get in at 7 early, but it starts at 9. So you got to hustle and bustle to experience all this stuff. So Boo Bash, I really hope it's not here to stay, because I think Not So Scary, it's just the better item on the menu.
Obviously, this was something that they put in place as literally a placeholder because they didn't know how the rest of the year was going to go. They wanted to put something special on sale. Last year, Disney World was open, for the Halloween period, but they didn't do anything special because it was a pandemic year. Things were restricted. Things were just not. It was a weird time to want to celebrate, So this time they kind of made this modified experience to throw at people and say, it's not quite the party, but we're going to give you something for Halloween, not knowing what the future was going to look like. And their pitch on the website when they put this up for sale was, join in the spooky fun at Magic Kingdom Park with 3 hours of lower wait times for 20+ favorite attractions, ghostly character cavalcades, trick-or-treating, and performances from the Kadaver Dance. That's it.
I mean, I feel like they would have to start maybe at the bare minimum, and they can always add. right? As
Well,
a special
that would be
thing.
horrible. I think that would suck, because what if you paid for the first event and then later on you're finding out that they're adding more and more? Like, we felt that way with
I
like
know.
Taste of Universal, where they started adding more and more towards the end, and even at the end they opened certain rides and stuff like that, and we're like, we paid the same price that these people did. And I guess this is a little different because it gets more expensive as the time goes on, but we paid the same price as the people did. You know, we went at the very beginning for Taste of Universal, and at the end they were getting a much better value.
Sure.
So that really, I hope that doesn't happen, but I don't know. In Disney's defense, they've had these what they call after hours events before, and they've been around this price. So I think we need to compare it less to the Halloween parties of yesterday and more to these like after hours parties that they actually have thrown before, because I think the goal is, and I could be wrong, I think the goal is to sell way less tickets than they usually do for the Halloween parties, and so that you can get on these rides like very quickly.
Hope so.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be like an empty park. That's what I'm suspecting. I hope that's the case. If
Well,
they
we know
do,
with greedy Chapek, you never really know.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm comparing it more to like the after hours parties that they've thrown in the past that have been very empty parks.
Yeah.
But the after hours were longer though. The after hours
They
were
were
like
around
4.
3 hours, I think.
I feel like they were 4. You better
Well, they
come
might-
hungry and thirsty to get your ice cream novelty items to make up for the money that you spent for $200. Is
Yeah,
all I have to say.
Because when we did an after hours party, we got on
I
every
loved it.
ride instantly. There was no wait for anything. So
I had my
I-
ice cream
and if they're
water.
yeah, and they're not going to give you ice cream this time, like you said, but
It said ice cream novelties, didn't it?
Oh, does
For
it?
the Boo Bash?
I don't think
I
they
thought
did.
there was ice cream novelties. Garrett?
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Ice cream novelties
Oh.
are included in the price along with popcorn.
Okay,
But then they also
my
have
bad.
other specialties as well. So you get some food, like it's like snack food. It's not like, oh, you get a piece of pizza, but yeah, you
No,
get
yeah.
ice cream novelties and popcorn along with some complimentary drinks in there. But
Baby to
like they haven't
size.
been like, oh, you get a special Boo Bash like Sunday. It's like, yeah.
See, I think they
It-
could have. I think they could have really gotten rid of a lot of the hate for this event if they would have said, "This is not a Halloween party. We're selling very little tickets." And I think that people would have been, because on the internet people saw these prices and were like, "What are they doing?" But I think if
still
they
sell
were,
out.
I think if they were more clear about what was happening, then people wouldn't have been as upset. But I guess time will
they-
tell. This is just my speculation.
With the event coming up in the future, if they were like, hey, now that things are a bit more normal, because they put out this idea when they still had mask restrictions like all everywhere, and so I'm wondering maybe they'll make an announcement before the first event where it's like, hey, we're actually adding fireworks, we're extending the event longer, and then I don't know, I could see them doing something like that.
And then they're
but
going to
this
sell more
event just has-
tickets if they do that, though.
Yeah. It's tough. You never know. You never know what Bob's thinking. Bob Chapek, that is.
Yeah.
Right.
Junior.
But
Papa Cakes
but
Chapek,
yeah,
as we
yeah.
like to call him.
For me, it's Papa Cakes is my title piece.
Oh,
not
I'm sorry.
associated-
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Boo Bash just doesn't sound like a real knockout of the park. It just sounds like we need some extra money. Those guys look like they want to spend some extra cash, so let's go for them. It's and also the 50th anniversary coming around, so maybe they're hoping for something. I don't know. I'm not
I
a Disney
mean,
analyst.
Selling out
unfortunately.
quick. It's wild to think that with so little being offered just on the front end, that
Mhm.
these things are selling out so fast, and these dates are already gone. I mean, most of October's gone, so this is wild to think. So if you're somebody that wants to take advantage of the Boo Bash, I mean, I know it sounds pretty negative right now because there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot being offered here. But if you're somebody that is going to be there this fall, you want to take advantage of the Boo Bash, you might want to buy those tickets now, even though they might be expensive. Sooner rather than later seems like the rate in which you'd like to play this game. I will also say that, this being sold out on Halloween, everybody likes to be at Magic Kingdom on Halloween night for those Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, as they have in the past. They brought the new Halloween fireworks show online back in 2019. So there are a lot of things that I'm sure next year when they return Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, because I don't imagine this will stick around another year, but when they return the party, the fireworks will come back, all those extras will come back. I'm hoping that as we march through summer towards the fall and these dates, that things get added for the sake of plussing up the experience, not added through the event, but added leading up to the start of this thing, so that the price really does pan out in the end, because it does seem rather steep, unfortunately. Well, Gared, we appreciate you bringing us all the latest headlines from out in Walt Disney World. You take care of yourself in Andy's backyard. Maybe take a spin on that slinky dog behind you.
He is a mighty fine traveling companion and a fine roller coaster. You would never think that a Slinky Dog could be a roller coaster, but he's got it down. So that sounds like the plan. If not, Midway Mania, I'm coming for you for the title of Daily Champion.
Oh, I
Do
love
it.
that. Please do. Best of luck, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Papa Kicks out. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you so much for being with us in this segment. If you are somebody that is planning on going to the Boo Bash, can I request that you leave it in the comment section and let us know if you are going to grab yourself some Boo Bash tickets? Also, on top of that, are you pumped to see fireworks back in the Magic Kingdom and Epcot? As always, we look forward to hearing your perspective. All right, my friends, let's keep the fun rolling. It's time for Do It or Ditch It. Or Ditch It time. This is, of course, where we like to share with you whether or not an experience is worth doing or ditching entirely. I know that the team is so excited to be bringing you their perspective when it comes to a certain attraction, a certain experience, a certain place in which you should spend your vacation time or not. We do have an entire panel for you here today. Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone out in Walt Disney World. We do have Gared Hassel, who I'm sure will be moving into place in front of the attraction we're about to speak of here very shortly. But we're going to start here with Tyler. It's all about whether or not Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is worth your vacation time. You are somebody who is very passionate about this particular attraction. We all know that with some historical context here, not too long ago, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened up at Walt Disney World at Hollywood Studios, as well as Disneyland Park. The ride itself was the first to come online, and then later, Rise of the Resistance, the far superior overall attraction, came online, their mega e-ticket. This ride, however, has a lot of, we'll say, fair criticisms thrown at it pretty regularly, but it is definitely something that people will book fast passes for, definitely something that people will plan their day around, especially since it's still relatively new for the theme park goer that hasn't been able to dive into Disneyland or Hollywood Studios as of late. You know, we know 2020, basically all of 2020 for the most part, with the exception of a few months, nobody could even get into Disneyland to experience this. So there wasn't a whole lot of time on the West Coast to go experience this ride. East Coast played a little bit more time into the equation here, where people could go ride themselves some smugglers. The question is, though, is it worth it, Tyler Crouch?
Okay, so
Do we have enough time for this?
I know. Hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
So, as my colleagues know, and maybe some viewers and whatnot, I think that Smuggler's Run is a failure on multiple fronts.
Whoa!
I think that it is not a fantastic attraction. They set out to do a bunch of things that they fail at. It's got a boring environment. The game itself is not fun. The characters are kind of probably the best part about it, but still leave more to be desired, in my opinion. But that all being said, if you're a vacationer who doesn't get to go to Disney very often, this is maybe your first time since Star Wars came, or you're a big Star Wars fan, I would say, yes, spend your time doing Smuggler's Run.
Well,
Because I think if you're just a big fan and you really want to see these things and you really need to pull that lever and feel like a big boy to go into Lightspeed, then by all means go ahead. And if it is your only chance to do it, make sure you ask to be a pilot, because you're not going to be happy being an engineer or a gunner. You really want to fly that Millennium Falcon. So again, as a first-time person going out to Disney World since Star Wars is open, sure, knock yourself out, do your thing. But if you're a vacationer who goes often to Disney World, I just don't think there's any reason to go on that. And I think the problem with Smuggler's Run is it has diminishing returns, right? Like, you go on it the first time and it seems promising, and it seems like, oh, I think there might be fun there. I'm not sure. Let me do it again. And then you do it again and you go, no, there isn't fun there. It's not good. And I hate to say that, because I mean, Rise of the Resistance is a great ride. And just, it shows you what they could do. And Smuggler's Run just seems like an attraction that was just hamstrung by capacity issues and just, I don't know, trying very hard to do something out of the Star Wars, like trying to do something very hard that is like new for Star Wars, I feel like, with like Hondo and whatnot. The best part about that ride is the cool animatronic in the beginning. So I think it's worth it for some people, and definitely not worth it for people that get to go on a regular basis. I think, but I think also the question is different if you're going to Hollywood Studios or Disneyland, because at Disneyland I would say, oh, there's plenty to do. Like, don't worry about Millennium Falcon. But in Disney World, you only have the option really to go to Hollywood Studios unless you're going to get that park hopper. And if you're stuck at Hollywood Studios, then yeah, you should probably do it, because what else are you going to do at Hollywood Studios? So it's kind of a complicated question, but that's my answer.
The most diplomatic way in which you could have responded possible just happened, and I'm shocked, because I know how passionate you are when it comes to this. I know the seething hatred you have for this attraction. So
it's bad.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's a bad attraction. I
really
hate
don't
to say
it.
it. It fails at everything it sets out to do, but. Do it if you're a Star Wars fan and you've never done it before.
There you go.
Yeah.
So maybe a first timer. It sounds like it's worth it, according to Tyler. Katrina, this is a ride that has over the top theming. Definitely, as part of Disney Parks' mission, they're out to make dreams come true. And somebody that might be a Star Wars fan, somebody that might even be a passive Star Wars fan, probably at one point or another dreamed of what it would be like to pilot the Millennium Falcon, drive in that hunk of junk, and see what it's like. So they certainly wanted to work hard to create that, and no doubt lots of very talented people poured their hearts into creating something like this. Lots of very talented people went to great lengths to make sure something special happened here. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to hit all the marks with Tyler. What say you?
Oh man. How much time do we have? No. So for me, he was very diplomatic about this. I must say.
It was really difficult.
It was
really difficult.
pain. But for me, again, this ride has a lot of flaws. I don't care what anybody says. I will start a Twitter feed with this. I love the queue. I love walking into the Millennium Falcon. I think that's really cool. The details that they put into the ride are amazing. The ride itself is bad. It has a lot of flaws, like Tyler said. You have to pick up the coaxium, and you can only get 2. So you can't.
It's confusing.
Really
what's good and what's bad? I gotta
calm
quiet
down.
myself.
But you can only get 2, which is horrible, because everybody's just like, we gotta get more, and you can't. It's impossible. And then I love, again, if you're the first timer, right? I would say do it if you're in a big party where you can all agree who's going to be the gunners, who are going to be the pilots, and who are going to be the engineers. Because if you are like a party of like 2 and you get put with a party of 4, and he's a huge Star Wars fan and he wants to pull down the lever, there's only 1.
Yeah.
So out of the 6 seats, 1 person gets to do it. 2 people get to be a pilot, right? So if you have a party of 4 and a party of 2, that party of 4 has a bigger chance. And if there's 2 little kids with you, they're gonna be pilots. And you waited in line for 60 minutes to go on this ride, and now you are the worst gunner. Like, you're a gunner. It's like pointless.
Or somebody that doesn't know how to drive is smashing into the ground the entire time. Like, that has happened to us a couple times already, where it's like, oh, I waited in a line for 45 minutes, and then the pilot is just smashing us into the ground the entire time we're on it. So
right. And
fun.
again, like, it's for oh my God, calm down over here. So go take a walk around the building.
I'll be right back.
But like, for me, it's, again, the kids. Yes, of course, those parents focus on the kids.
Yeah.
They say it's a kids park. Okay, yeah, okay. I get it. I agree with you, but again, we also waited in line for 60 minutes to do this. And if there is a huge fan, like Kurt, for example, he is a huge Star Wars fan. So obviously, if he waited in line for 60 minutes and he wanted to pull the lever, and then there was a little kid that got it, because they hand like the family the things to pass out to be what they are going to be, you're going to be let down. So for me, you have to just make sure you either walk up and be bold and be like, I want to be a pilot, and then everybody behind you are gonna be like, oh god. Or you just go with a group and you all just agree on what you're gonna do. And then if you're in single rider, you're never gonna be pilot. So you're just gonna be like a gunner or an engineer, most likely. So for me, again, I can't say I don't know. Like if you're a first timer, fine, do it, but don't waste your day. Like don't waste your day doing it. Like Tyler said, if you're at Disneyland, there's so many more options. If that queue is 60 minutes and it's just you, or there's a party of 2, you have like really bad odds. Wait until the end of the night. Most likely, you might be able to have a walk on towards the end, and then do it. If you're in Disney World, if it's 60 minutes, I guess there's really nothing much to do over at Hollywood Studios, so might as well just do it and then you be the judge. But you're not going to be happy.
So 2 half do-its, it sounds like here.
It's such a hard answer, man.
That's why we're covering it.
It's so hard.
It's important, I think.
And I'm holding in more anger than Tyler.
Oh, whoa.
I'm going to take a walk around the building.
Boy, these two and their rage. Well, we're going to jump out to Disney's Hollywood Studios and the site of Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run with our Disney World reporter, Gared Hassel, standing by. What do you say, sir? Is it a do it or ditch it for you?
For me, if you are coming out to Disney World for the first time and you love Star Wars, hey there. Hi. He wants to go on it. I asked him, and he wants to go on Smuggler's Run.
Oh.
And like for me, if it's your first time, come out here. Especially Hollywood Studios, it's like 7 attractions total. This is one that you got to go on because like there's only 7 attractions. You want to get your money's worth. But if I was out at Disneyland, it's something I could easily skip because there's so many other great attractions there. But Hollywood Studios is just so limited. Like I'd rather do like, I don't know, honestly, the Alien Saucer Spin in Toy Story Land than this one if I'm a returning guest.
Oh.
Because this one, it's like you're playing a video game. That's essentially what it is. You're playing a video game. That's what it's built on. And for a first timer, I agree with what Tyler and Katrina have said, where it's like, it's awesome. You want to be the pilot. You want to do everything. The engineer is the worst job. You hate the engineer, especially if you get some little kids in the front driving it, because you're pressing the button the entire time because the ship is literally on fire. but besides that, like the gunner,
you just hold it down.
You literally just hold down a button the entire time. You don't need to do anything. It's the whole entire thing.
I pressed it 18,000 times.
But you want to work out, so that's why you have big arms,
You're getting
right?
swole while you're doing it. I see. I mean, the problem with the ride in general is it's like fake interactivity. It pretends like you're doing something when you're not doing anything. You have no agency. It's really
kind of like Mission Space, right?
I feel like Mission Space is probably better.
Like,
I don't know.
Like, it will happen whether you want to or not. I actually asked that family before they left, like, do you want to go on there? And they're like, no, we're going on Rise of the Resistance. We don't really care about this one. I'm like, interesting. And like the little kid, he wanted to go because every little kid wants to pilot the Millennium Falcon. Who does? Everyone wants to fly the Millennium Falcon. Just maybe not the way it was designed here, but like the area here, I think that's more of the show than the actual attraction is. Like you hear some cool audio and you get to see Hondo Onaka and you get to walk around actually where Luke practiced using a lightsaber for the first time. But the actual attraction, it's like it's a C grade attraction. Like it's built up big, but it's actually like very lackluster. But if it's your first time, go on it because it's something to experience. That way you can check it off the list. But if you come back multiple times, I'd rather do something else. I'd rather spend my time hanging out, checking out the shops, maybe building a lightsaber, building a droid, than going on this bad boy. It's cool. I love
bad boy indeed.
I think seeing the chess table in like the Millennium Falcon living room is like the coolest part of that entire attraction. Like,
yeah, the whole build up. You're right, Gared, too. You know, you mentioned there like that centerpiece of the land right behind you is so epic, and it's such a moment when you see it for the first time. And I remember going on the ride myself at Disneyland before anybody else got the opportunity to. I was doing a preview and was able to ride this sucker, and I remember having the thrill. I'm not even a Star Wars fan. I don't follow the franchise. I don't watch all the movies. I've seen plenty of them, but I'm not a religious Star Wars fan.
You're a Jedi, though, I thought.
I am a Jedi.
Right?
Okay.
However, you can have skills of a Jedi and still not watch all the films. But anyway, I remember going on this ride and having the thrill initially of being like, oh, I'm on the Millennium Falcon. Now, granted, I was a pilot. And
Yeah.
that thrill of being able to run this thing was really cool, at least part of it. Being able to run at least part of it. But then after that, the desire to go back on and experience it again, and I've done it several more times just to see if that thrill ever was recreated. Outside of the initial novelty of being able to do it once, I didn't really feel all that motivated to do it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We did it when they had the previews, and we went on it the first time, and we're like, okay, this was really cool, and let's do it another time. And we wanted to do every position on each side. And yes, that is the only one is like to be a pilot. That is the only cool thing. Again, what they should have done is built a ride where everybody got to pull it somehow, because that's like the number one thing. What do you like about Smuggler's Run? They would say, I got to pull the lever.
Yeah.
So they should have done something like, Flight of Passage, where everybody has the same view and like the same thing.
Yeah.
Gared.
You make a good point. Yes, Gared.
I would say if you have a full group of 6 and you've all had a couple drinks, that sounds like an awesome
What a
time.
ball.
Sure, I could see that being
Just
fun.
from the chaos and screaming, but like, yeah, it's a one-time like big thing. Like the one thing that we love about Star Tours, either the past one that had the same old thing with Captain Rex, or the new one, is that like Star Tours, it was a cool experience because there was always new sights to see. And with the new rendition of it, you can see multiple scenes from the Star Wars universe. If they add more missions to this where you don't know what mission it's going to be, whether it's shooting through an asteroid field or doing what Rey did on Jakku, like that would be something cool. But it's just a one-trick pony right now. Like if you had more missions, or even you change it where somehow it does flips and stuff, I don't know how, but that would revolutionize how it is. But yeah, so much in you, so much potential.
It's so much potential. Yeah, it has a lot of potential, and I think if they changed the mission, I think if they added branching paths or something like that, it could be a lot more fun. But right now, it's just you get the same thing every time. And I equate it to like, when a little kid has like a piano or something that plays like animal sounds, and they press the cow button and it makes a moo, and they go, oh, I made a cow moo. Like that's like what it is. Like it's the adult version, is like pulling the lightspeed lever, and then the adult goes, oh, I made the lightspeed happen. And it's like, okay, it's cool one time, but it's not.
But how many times do they actually do it? Because there's a lot of people that get pilot and they don't know what they're doing, and then everybody's yelling at them, pull the lever, and then everybody's like, where is it? And then like the next person over was like, ah!
Yeah, perhaps some education before you get on board might be helpful in enjoying the attraction overall.
They do. They give you in the pre-show where it's like left to right means left to right.
More so.
Up and down.
I think it needs more.
Like
Yeah.
it needs like a full 5-minute spiel.
We
like
need
when
like
you're
the
in an
Indiana
airplane.
Jones thing where it's like, hello, my friends. Welcome to the temple
Oh,
of the
Sala.
Millennium Falcon.
Yes. Well, and we could talk about
Solid.
this forever. I know everybody's very passionate about it. You feel the madness
We'll have a special
pouring
episode.
out of it. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we'll do an entire 3-hour block just on this ride, I think. But now we turn it on over to you when it comes to whether or not you think Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is worth doing or ditching. What do you think? Is it worth your vacation time? Leave it in the comment section down below. We would love to hear from you. You stick around. More Kingdom Report Live next.
Looking for some digital magic to help you through your week? The Kingdom Report is here for you, covering the latest Disneyland and Disney World news, experiences, and events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Report Live so you never miss an update. And drop a subscribe on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel for new videos every week. Don't miss out. Join this growing community of theme park fans as we aim to connect you to more of what makes you happy. For more information, visit KingdomReportLive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Kingdom Team All Call time. This is the question and answer segment of the broadcast. Are you somebody that has a question for us? We do encourage you to either leave it in the comment section just beneath this video or head on over to KingdomReportLive.com and fill out the form you see on the homepage. Let us know what's on your mind. This week's question comes to us from Angelina Tomas. Angelina asks, as Disneyland and Disney World welcome more crowds back to the parks, when do you think we will see FastPass and MaxPass return? So for those that don't know, FastPass and MaxPass, the paid version of FastPass out at Disneyland is called MaxPass, but both of these have been suspended temporarily given the pandemic and everything that's been going on. The limited crowds, the limited capacity, the reservations that have been in play for people returning to the Disney parks domestically have played into that idea, have played into that concept of keeping FastPass and MaxPass at bay for now. So the question being, when do we think it might return? I will first turn it on over to Tyler Crouch. What do you think?
It's a really tough question. I've been thinking about it, and I honestly can't come up with the best. I think I'm hoping that it comes back like mid-summer. You know, like maybe like when July hits, like July, like, you know, middle of July or something. That's just complete speculation. I have no idea, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if when it does come back, at least in Disneyland, there may be just only MaxPass. Like, you only can pay for fast passes. I'd be very curious to see that, because as we all know, they were hit hard with COVID, and they're going to want to make money back somehow. And the parks are going to be very crowded this summer, obviously. And they're still not letting in full capacity quite yet. You still have to have a reservation to get in. So how are they going to bolster that money? They're going to ask you to pay for FastPass. So, you know, I could see that happening. If it doesn't happen this summer, I could see it maybe happening probably for the Christmas time area. But other than that, I don't know. It's a really tough question. I think that they're going to make us pay for it, though.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, obviously, this is all speculation. We don't know for sure. Katrina, the Disney CEO, Disney Parks chairman as well, have all said that reservations will likely be kept, you know, forever, potentially. So we'll see what happens there. But with that in mind, reservations for parks being kept, and then also the mention of returning to 100% capacity likely towards fall is something that's been thrown out there a couple times by the CEO. Do you think we might maybe see this be reenacted, FastPass on the East Coast, MaxPass on the West, more towards fall?
Yeah, I was actually kind of with Tyler on this. I was thinking that it was going to happen around like Christmas time, because that's like when a lot of people start going there. It's the end of the year, the family are visiting and whatnot, and I think that is usually like the busiest time of the year. So I feel like it has to be, I mean, I guess around like fall and winter is when they're probably going to implement it. And honestly, I do kind of agree with him where it's just going to be MaxPass for Disneyland, and FastPass is going to be a thing of the past. Because again, they made a lot of money off of it, and they're probably going to jack up the price, and maybe they're going to like restructure it again, because it's different than Disney World's where you're able to get 3 up front, and then throughout the day slowly get fast passes that were available when you use all of your 3. And at Disneyland, you just have to like get into the park and try to get a fast pass, you know, throughout the day. And they might do that still, or they might try to change it up just a little bit and give you like 3 if you pay, you know, more money up front. You can like book it. Disney World, I would honestly think that they would have to do it in like September, like to bring back FastPass. And even then, it's just like, who are they gonna make people pay extra for FastPass as well? Because a lot of people are visiting, and so if you're staying at a Disney resort, maybe you'll get it for free. But if you're not, maybe you'll have to pay. I don't know. Knowing Chapek, who knows what we're going to have to pay for.
I've always been kind of surprised that for a long time they didn't make people pay for fast passes, because if you think about it, they were kind of the last ones to do that. I mean, Universal, the only way to do Express is to pay for it. Six Flags, the only way to get to the front line is to pay for it. Same with all the Cedar Point parks, Knott's Berry Farm. And Disneyland is the only one that doesn't make you pay, or it didn't, and now they do. So I was always kind of surprised how late they were to that party, but I think now they're going to step fully into that.
Definitely. Yeah. We'll see what happens there. I know that there's a lot at play, especially as Disney World seems to be turning up the capacity levels a little bit quicker than Disneyland seems to be. They have been sort of light years ahead in this regard, just because they've been open longer. So we might see it happen on one coast before another coast, but it certainly is a great question. You let us know in the comment section, what do you think when it comes to when FastPass and MaxPass might return to both coasts? We're interested in hearing what's on your mind. All right, my friends, that about wraps up today's broadcast. I so appreciate you being a part of the show. As a reminder, if you are somebody who is watching the live broadcast, you deserve to be rewarded. As always, you want to comment underneath this video as soon as it's available the phrase that pays, and that is the Disneyland Resort. The Disneyland Resort is the phrase that pays this week. That will get you entered to win a Kingdom Report mug. So the Disneyland Resort is what you need to leave just beneath this video, and we will reach out to you after Monday morning at 8 a.m. That's the time limit you have in which to do it. We'll be reaching out to you after that to let you know if you are the winner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so grateful to be with you again. So grateful to have had your listening or viewing ear this week. As always, if you know other Disney Parks fans that are interested in the content that we're covering, be sure to share the broadcast and let us know if there's anything we can do a little bit better, or if you got some questions for us. Head on over to kingdomreportlive.com to submit all of those. Well, this about wraps it up totally. And therefore, I share with you that the legacy of Walt Disney, well, it lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.